I'm Sadness.
Oh, hello. I'm Joy. So, can I just, if you could, I just want to fix that.
Inside Out amassed a loyal following after its premiere. As one of the only animated children's films willing to discuss emotional maturity and mental health, it struck a chord with people of all ages. Children could relate to Riley's struggles, while adults could appreciate the serious themes and thought-provoking questions. One of Inside Out's breakout stars, Sadness, helped fans learn to embrace their more somber feelings. She helps Riley heal from the heartbreak of moving, and in doing so, becomes a core part of who Riley is. Sadness's significance in the story turned some heads when she went missing during parts of the Inside Out 2 trailer. In today's video, we're considering why Sadness may become separated from her fellow emotions during the sequel.
Riley's islands of personality, they're all down. Oh, this is bad.
Number 1. Lost in Memories. The vast majority of Riley's mind is the winding banks of long-term memory. At the end of every day, the emotions send Riley's new memories down for storage, which has resulted in thousands of shelves full of memories. Mind workers maintain the shelves and choose which memories become a part of the long term, or if they should go to the memory dump. Unfortunately, these workers don't always take their responsibilities seriously, as they occasionally send useless information like commercial jingles to headquarters to bother the emotions. Long-term memory is so large that it's no better than a labyrinth to someone who has never navigated it. In the trailer for Inside Out 2, anxiety forces the old emotions from headquarters, repressing them in what looks like a jar. However, Joy and the others must find their way out because other scenes find them navigating Riley's memories. Sadness may become separated from the others during their travels because of new obstacles. The sarcasm appears in the trailer as a gigantic cavernous chasm that could separate Sadness from the others. Fortunately, Sadness knows how to navigate long-term memory because she read the manuals at headquarters. She likely knows more about Riley's mind than the other emotions, putting her in the best position to find her way home. She may encounter new struggles in Riley's mind because of anxiety's influences, but her knowledge will be the key to her and the other emotions finding their way home.
Riley needs us. Have I ever steered you wrong before?
Many times.
Number 2. Conflicting emotions. In the first film, Sadness and Joy were at constant odds. They couldn't agree on how to care for Riley, with Joy believing that Sadness would only get in the way of Riley's happiness. Her logic seemed sound as Joy and Sadness are opposing emotions. However, they can coexist as they help Riley in different ways. Sadness was the appropriate emotion to help Riley process everything she felt about moving to San Francisco, making her a critical emotion during this complicated time in Riley's life. Joy and Sadness eventually learn to work together, but it's not without extensive miscommunication building between them due to misconceptions. She believed that Sadness would only hurt Riley further and that everything would be okay if Riley kept smiling. The adventure the two emotions embark on together seems to settle their differences. Joy learns that core memories can contain multiple complex emotions, including joy and sadness. Once they establish that coexisting is possible, the others embrace Sadness as a vital part of their team. Unfortunately, even strong friendships can experience strain, especially during stressful situations. Joy and Sadness's past differences may resurface when the new emotions throw them out of headquarters. Unwilling for the others to take her for granted again, Sadness may separate from the group to try and help Riley on her own. However, as we learned from the first film, the core 5 emotions are always stronger when they work together.
Ah, I love this one.
I love that one too.
Not a girl.
Number 3. Held hostage. In the first film, an unnamed presence known as the Gloom overtakes the control panel. In the early concepts for Inside Out, Gloom was another emotion dedicated to making Riley feel bad. He's the representation of Riley's debilitating mental health, who appears throughout the story as darkening thoughts, with his looming presence becoming more powerful the more depressed Riley becomes. The Gloom is at its strongest when it overtakes the control panel, rendering the emotions incapable of using it or influencing Riley's decisions. In those moments, Riley became emotionally numb and detached from reality. While disaster unfolded as Riley boarded the bus back to Minnesota, the audience genuinely feels she may follow through with her plan to run away from home. Luckily, Sadness arrives in time to remove the idea from Riley's mind, leading her back home where her parents were waiting. She allows Riley to break down for the first time, with the tears helping to soothe her pain. So far, Sadness is the only one capable of warding off the gloom, which makes her important. From the trailer, Anxiety plans to change Riley, likely to help her fit in with her older friends. These changes may drastically impact Riley's self-image and worth, giving Gloom the perfect opportunity to return. If Anxiety is forward-thinking, she may capture Sadness to use in case such a drastic situation occurs. Locked inside headquarters, Sadness may have no choice but to help the new emotions while keeping a close eye on Riley at the same time.
We did, till I moved away.
Hey, what gives? What? Hey, Sadness, you touched a memory?
Number 4. The Memory Dump. Riley's emotions rarely left headquarters, so joy and sadness became incredibly lost while traveling through long-term memory. Without knowing which way to go, they find themselves in the recesses of Riley's mind, where they find her imaginary friend Bing Bong. Although Riley believed in him when she was little, he still lives in her mind, making him the perfect guide for the lost emotions. Unfortunately, they encounter trouble along the way, with Joy and Bing Bong stranded in the memory dump. The memory dump is where the mind workers send Riley's memories she no longer needs. Examples of disregarded information include simple information she doesn't have a use for, like her 5th grade vocabulary words or the lyrics to a jingle. When in the memory dump, memories disappear and become lost forever. Bing Bong encounters the same fate, disappearing from Riley's mind after he gives his life to save Joy. She escapes from the memory dump using Bing Bong's song-powered wagon, taking Riley's core memories. While Sadness managed to avoid the memory dump in the original film, she may find herself lost in the void of destroyed memories. Since she's separated from the other emotions, they could witness her fall into the dump, believing there's no way to save her. However, Sadness may find a solution within the heaps of abandoned thoughts and concepts, like Bing Bong's wagon that wasn't quick to vanish. Other means of escape may wait for her.
Go! Go save Riley! Take her to the moon for me.
Number 5. Taking charge. When we first meet Sadness in Inside Out, she's a far cry from a natural-born leader. She struggles to cope with conflicts and setbacks. She also lacks confidence because of how the other emotions treat her. Joy keeps Sadness from interfering with the control panel and core memories by making her stand in a circle. Being kept in a small space represented the repression she felt, as she was incapable of helping express how upset she felt. Sadness could have commandeered the control panel for Riley's sake, but she doesn't find the courage to use it until the film's end. Once the other emotions realized how essential Sadness was, they treated her with more respect and appreciation. They're willing to work alongside her to help Riley, a concept they tried to implement with anxiety and the other new emotions in the trailer. Knowing her role in Riley's life, Sadness may take the initiative to save her for the second time. Her experience exploring Riley's mind and her knowledge of long-term memory gives her an advantage over the new emotions. While Joy leads the others back to headquarters, Sadness may stay behind. We never see more than the core 5 emotions in the original film, so new emotions may seem rare in their world. Sadness may find a solution to their problem by searching through the recesses of Riley's mind, learning where new emotions come from and how to handle them. Once she finds the information helpful to Riley, Sadness can return to the others victorious.
For 33 seconds.
While we would hate to see Sadness in trouble, a subplot where she journeys alone could enrich her character. In the original film, she was pushed aside by her fellow emotions. No one saw her merit until it was almost too late. The other emotions detouring Riley from feeling sad about moving weren't healthy and resulted in serious harm. Sadness deserves a chance to embrace her relevance and come into her own. The original film didn't put much spotlight on her growth, because the story centered on Joy, but that may change in the long-awaited Inside Out 2.
My friend says you're famous. She wants your autograph.
No, Sadness. Don't bother Miss Universe.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Oh, it's that time in the Twisty Tree, remember? The hockey team showed up and Mom and Dad were there cheering.